Hey Falcons, Mr. Dunn here with another riveting math lesson. Multiplying decimals. In the video today, I'm going to be discussing two different strategies that you can use to multiply decimals and to solve problems. The first will be the traditional method that many people are used to. The second method will be one that we discussed in class, which is the area model. It has a few extra steps, but it is an effective way to develop number sense and to solve multiplying decimal questions. The first we'll discuss is the traditional method. Then I will follow up with the area model version of the question. Our first example is 2.1 times 3.6. We're going to solve this using a traditional method. We'll begin by stacking them on top of each other. We begin by multiplying 6 against the top row. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Next, we multiply 3 against the top row. We're going to begin down here. We're going to place a 0 here and begin in the second position. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. We add here. 6 plus 0 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 plus 6 is 7. We're left with 756. Now it's time to replace the decimal. If we look at our original question of 2.1 times 3.6, we notice that there are two digits behind the decimal, one here and one here. That's 1 and 6. That tells us that we're going to move the decimal place 2 places to the left, beginning from here, 1 space, 2 space. That means the decimal goes here, and our answer is 7.56, otherwise known as 7 56/100. Okay, we're back to the first example question of 2.1 times 3.6. This time we're going to use the area model to complete the question. So the first step, remove the decimals. 2.1 becomes 21, and 3.6 becomes 36. Step 2, we're going to separate each number by place value. What that means is I'm going to separate 21 into 20 and 1. And respectively, I will separate 36 into 30 and 6. Step 3, set up the area model. So what that looks like is a square, and because I separated each of my numbers into tens and ones, that means I'm going to have 2 categories for each number. I'll set up one across the top, and it was 20 and 1, and the other along the side, and that was 30 and 6. Okay, step 4 is multiply. I begin with 30, and I'm going to multiply it against the 2 numbers across the top. 30 times 20 is 600. 30 times 1 is 30. Now I move down to 6, and I do the same and multiply it against the 2 top numbers. 6 times 20 is 120. 6 times 1 is 6. Step 5, add each square. So I'll take each number, stack them up on one another, and add them up. 600, 120, 30, and 6. Okay, and I'll put in some zeros to fill everything in. Now 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. 1 plus 6 is 7. Now I'm left with 756. Step 6, replace the decimal. So if I look at my original question, 2.1 times 3.6, I notice that there are 2 digits behind the decimal point, one here and one here. So what that tells me is that I get to move the decimal 2 places to the left, starting from the right here. So 1 space, 2 space, place my decimal. And the answer is 7.56, otherwise known as 7 56 hundredths. 2.1 times 3.6 equals 7.56. Now I'll show you how this question is solved using the area model in one fluid motion without the step-by-step breakdown. I will mention the steps out loud as I go through them. First, remove the decimals. Second, separate your numbers by place value. Set up my area model. Multiply. Add. Replace the decimal. We're going to 1 position, 2 position. And there's my answer, 7.56. So really, it doesn't take very long at all to complete it by going through the steps. That wraps up another math video from yours truly, Mr. Dunn. Don't forget, Falcons, be respectful, be responsible, be safe, be kind. Have a great day.